Well, good evening, race fans, and welcome back to PSGL's F11, where we go full screen and full throttle for your racing enjoyment. My name is Webbo. I'm here to give you your commentary for this evening's racing, and you join us here for the next instalment of our F11 racing series, 29th season of Premier Sim Gaming League, and we have been enjoying no end of fantastic races for you so far this season. I'm on my own tonight. Hopefully, I'm going to have for you a co-commentator very soon. I won't spoil the surprise. Ryan's already in the chat. So is this your boy. Lightning's here too. And I'm just going to talk you through. This is round 11, and after 10 rounds, this is round 12. After 11 rounds, we see Jibuk heading the table on 74 points with Yarmo in second place. Toss My Salad on 58 points, 10 behind Yarmo. Then we have Matty on 55, Franco on 51. Franco has one win. The two drivers above him in the championship have 0 wins between them. But Jibuk heads the table with 3 wins. Yarmo on 2 wins and a second place. And then Giovi in 6th place won the last race out there ahead of Yarmo and ahead of Matty. So we look forward to seeing how the guys tackle this tricky Mexican circuit. Lots of difficulties around track limits we're expecting, and the odd safety car dusted throughout our enjoyment. Mercedes with Roberto Mancini and Jibuk lead our Constructors' Championships on 1, 2, 3 points, and 30 points back is the Alpine team of Matty and Jamie, followed by the Aston Martin team, a further 21 points back, and it's very close between Aston Martin and Red Bull, who are only 4 points behind them. So Mexico City it is for us tonight at the Circuito Hermanos Rodriguez, and just to give you a little update following the last race. We're very glad that you've all rejoined us after our break week. Make sure you mark in your diary. Next week is also going to be a break week for us. So that one's going to be allow us to enjoy the real life Grand Prix that clashes directly. But just to follow up on a few incidents last time out, Andreas received 3 license points and a 15-second time penalty to serve at his next event, and that's Andreas 98. You can see with the NRX lead in. He drove into the side of Jamie. We see Alex K got a 5-second penalty to serve this time, so very much important. If I start getting excited in the race, please help me out and remind me that those penalties: Andreas 50 plus 15, Alex plus 5. And 2 license points on his credit. We had 10 seconds added to Jim's time, plus 3 license points for dangerous driving, and no further action for Ahmed and the incident on lap 1, turn 1 between Ahmed and Enro. So that should take care of all our business for you. I'm very glad to see everybody here joining in. Hi to Flamehost, who says hello. I see Robin here. All of Ryan's supporters checking in. That's always good to see. Anybody here for Franco yet? Franco's fans usually the noisiest and most vociferous on the chat, and I haven't heard from a single driver yet, a single fan yet of him. So I'm waiting for a weather forecast for you. The drivers will get it right now as they start to prepare their laps. So. I'm assuming I Love Soccer and F1 is F1 Football who joins us now. Some newcomers to the race. Obviously, last race out, we saw debut from Ryan, who had an absolute storming debut. But we've got some new drivers with us as well. F1 Football there, Lancy, Connects, Tom, also who else? Chad at the top of the list so far there as well. So welcome to them. Hopefully they can drive with the quality that we've come to expect from F11. and of course they'll all be driving to the rules of the road, I'm sure. We've got an AlphaTauri out there first off. Is that F1 football? Yes, it is. So first out the pits. I don't know if he's watched any of the previous season races, but he'll find out now that I tend to give the first racing lap guide to the first driver out the pits. And there we go, just to honour the drivers who get on with it and get their setups on nice and quickly. Why are so few people watching you? Oh, I'm not too concerned about the numbers, Flamehost, but thank you for the compliment. I'm sure that the drivers will tune in as quali draws to a close. I would imagine they're watching the debriefs from the real racing, on-track racing. I keep saying the wrong thing. This is real racing. I genuinely think that this is real racing. No doubt about it. F1 football debuting then for AlphaTauri, and he'll be hoping to gain some from the Franco fans. He needs to not do anything to blot his copybook against Franco tonight, just to make sure of that. But spectacular, if completely garbage section of the track at the end of the Mexican circuit, but it looks amazing on the TV, and I'm sure the crowd really enjoy watching the cars go through there, and I guess that's partly what it's there for. So we scream down the start-finish straight, and waiting for that braking zone. To be glad that the driver came out behind him. Braking very late here into the apex of turn 1. Short shift up to turn 2, nice and smoothly through 3, and it's another fairly lengthy straight here. Another overtaking opportunity after the Rolex bridge, looking for the braking point well after the 100-meter board, and now it's switchback after switchback through turn 5, then it's down to the double right-hander of turn 6, missing the apex on the way out, so perhaps slightly the wrong way around for him. And now we scream into the second sector that catches so many drivers out. We'll see invalidations galore through here, and no end of 3-second time penalty warnings, I'm sure. F1 football giving it a little bit of margin on the medium tyres as well, and then down into the turn 12 entry into the stadium. Then it's quickly 13, 14, 15. Here we go into the double right of 16, 17, and very slippery exit of the Peraltada corner, and away we go. Out there, a 118.2 is the first time lap. Lancy in the McLaren goes a 115.7 on soft tyres, as does Alex, but on a 16.0. Who else is out there? Ryan's out there, and there's a picture of his guest helmet for today. I think that might be a remembrance special helmet from Ryan, potentially, but it's floral at least. Or is it Day of the Dead? I think it might be Day of the Dead. It's some roses and a candy skull on the top, I think. So good stuff from Ryan. Straight into pole at 15.382. Gibbert can't quite match it on the first runs of 15.458, and Salad, another regular podium visitor and interviewee, in P3 on a 15.5, so very close at the top so far. Let's try and find someone else doing a lap right now. Vapor Shadow's out there. Vapor Shadow's been missing from our races for a long time. Turns it round, wipes out, and perhaps a slightly more gentle introduction was necessary for Vapor Shadow, who wipes out one corner of the car. Spectacular exit of that one, and that's all she wrote for his lap. Dave's on a lap in the Aston Martin. See where he comes out. Salad is just entering turn 6, so it might be worth just checking out another driver potentially. Tom is his teammate, but he's invalidated, so actually I think it might be worthwhile going back to Dave and seeing how the car is handling. Then through the S's, a big breath-holding moment through here, lets the car go wide, lifts out slightly so as not to invalidate, but it's not the quickest way through there. Quickest for him, of course, but a kind of a fake purple on these first runs. Matty tells me we have dry qualifying, followed by, you guessed it, a dry race. So should be what the drivers have trained mostly for tonight. Dave hugs the inside pit wall for the shortest line to the start-finish line, and it's a 15.729. Very respectable early lap from Dave. Tom then, his teammate, now attacking the lap. Got a purple first sector, of course, just for him. And we'll head into the second sector now. Big apex cut, which sets him up nicely. Just got to navigate this right, left, keep it within the track limits. Didn't quite take the car all the way to the edge of the track, but keeping it valid at least. That's very risky. Wow, he knows his way around here for sure. With a beautiful take a turn 12. Then it's just pointing it, waiting, gently applying the throttle, and away we go with a wiggle. But no, Tom on the way into the pits doesn't like that set of tyres. Not happy at all with that one. So we'll cut to Huberto Mancini, leading the championship for the constructors with Jibuk, and as I say, regular visitor to the big point scoring places. Welcome to everybody joining us recently. I see the numbers shooting up. Great to have you with us, and let us know if there's any hot news from the press conferences or the press pit post-race that we've all given up so that we can go racing for you on schedule. Could have done with an extra 10 or 15 minutes tonight, couldn't we? An invalidation for Huberto Mancini just in that stadium section. Takes out a couple of the bollards. Will back it into this pit lane. Just about manages to keep the car pointing in the right direction. Out there on a lap is Yuki now, formerly known as Tsunoda, as Jamie is on a hot lap. Ryan still with that pole position so far on the first runs. And we'll wait to see what the other drivers can achieve for us. Way wide for Yuki, losing it in the stadium unfortunately, and that'll be a trip to the pit lane as well. So job number one, safe banker lap, not achieved so far for those drivers who have no time registered against their names. Ryan's brought lots of fans with him, which is great to see. I know Ryan was very keen to get into F11. Matty doing well for the Alpine team in the championship, Matty, with Jamie up there as well. 56.7 is his sector 2 time. Very welcome to everybody joining us right now. Tell us who you're here for. We haven't heard from any Franco fans yet. So let's go for Matty then. Crosses the line, P10, a 16.1. So not particularly stellar. In the middle of that timing, Chad came in at a 17.1 on mediums. Matty doesn't usually qualify amazingly, but is very consistent through the races. Jensen Wong is here for Chad. Excellent stuff. Great first name, Jensen. Has a personal connection to me as well, that first name. iConnects then on the way out of the final corner, a 123.5. Will not see him do amazingly at the start of this one, but it must be just getting a banker in, and at least he can say he's going to start ahead of Vapor Shadow so far. Out the front though, Yarmo goes pole on a 14.724, and that's the new target for everybody to aim at, and that's massively faster than his teammate Ryan and the rest of the field, of course. Ryan's out there on a fast lap at the moment, but no, he's just warming up. So Franco starts his fast lap attempt. Now let's ride with Franco. Although we did see a driver in an AlphaTauri already, so I'll try and catch perhaps Ryan's lap shortly. We'll see how positive Franco is. Goes wide, goes quite deep into the turn 3 as well, into the apex. 3/10 faster so far. That will see him jump up a few places as we go. Just slowly through sector 2 here for Franco. Let's have a look at Ryan. How's his first sector going to be? It's going to be a little while before he goes through that first sector. He's got a little bit of traffic ahead, which isn't going to cheer him up at all. Not that I'm sure he needs cheering up tonight. Celebrating with a special Mexican-inspired helmet, I believe. for tonight. Just a shade faster, so he's going to need to grab a heck of a lot more than that to better his teammates. So Franco has managed to gain 9/10 through the second sector, hugs that pit wall. Pole position for Franco, a 1:14.576, and that's how it's done. We'll cut back to Ryan then and see if he can better that. Just 2.5 hundredths faster so far. Wow, the car looking right on the limit of the grip, and it's the bridge here that we'll see how much faster he is. Nearly 2/10. That's good. It may not be enough to get into the 1:14s, especially with F1 football just going through the stadium ahead of him. Maybe a tiny toe on the way out, but it's not going to be a lot. Ryan from P3, can he get P2? No. Stays just outside the 15s on a 15.091 as Yuki comes in P4. Nicely done. Jibuk about to cross the line. 3/10 up so far, is it? Yes, up to P3, a 15.070. How close to Ryan is that one? So definitely a group of the two drivers only in the 1:14 club. Giovi hot to trot form at the moment. He's absolutely driving beautifully at this point in the season. So far, P7 for the start for him. Out there also is we've got Dave, who has invalidated a lap, unfortunately. I think Jibuk is about to finish a lap, is he? No, he's just done one. So let's go down and have a look at F1 football. The only guy really on a fast lap, and he's made that one invalid, unfortunately, as well. So nobody currently touring around. Let's see where Chad is. Second sector. Alex just ahead of him on track. What about Andreas, who will take a time penalty, a 15-second time penalty, plus his finish time tonight. So how far, I wonder, up the grid will he feel like getting with that kind of a penalty, and will it just be bonsai strategy out the window? Let's go full send tonight. Nothing to lose potentially. Alex then about to start his next flying lap, as I think Jamie's on a lap as well ahead. And let's just check out where Jamie is while Alex is on. He's slightly slower than he's been before, so Jamie down in P9. Let's watch with Alex then in the Red Bull, Salad's teammate. Humberto Mancini calling Yarmo out for track limits, but clearly it was allowed by the game, so he's playing to the limits of the game rather than the limit of honour, should we say, maybe. James is here for Jamie. Eren, I don't know who you're here for, unless it's just yourself. All I see is a letter I. Alex cuts across that treacherous S's section and invalidates. So what about Chad in the McLaren? He gets through that unscathed. Chad then will go down to the timing sector, gets a second faster than he's been before. This is on for a really good result for Chad. Could see him in the early 16s, possibly late 15s, and up a couple of places on the grid. Let's see how is this one looking for Chad as he runs through to finish the lap. A P9, wow, big gain through the stadium. Absolutely brilliant stuff from him. Jamie's on a lap, but it's much faster. It's much slower than he's been before through here. He's also invalidated. So let's join Yarmo and see how he's going. Give us an opinion on the chat based on his track limit abuse or respect as we go through here. Yarmo obviously just on an out lap at the moment, but it'd be good to try and catch his lap as he finishes up the sector, just warming the tyres now. Great to see everybody here. I imagine some of Franco's fans have joined, and welcome to anybody joining us late on into qualifying. Just a little way to go yet, and this is Yarmo's next and possibly final, probably final attempt here with just over 2 minutes remaining of this track. A little heart-stopping moment for Yarmo as Ahmed was weaving out the pit lane with a fast car coming up behind him. Yarmo smoothly through turns 1 and 2, make that turns 1, 2 and 3. That was pretty handy. And we'll see as he approaches the braking point for turn 4 how much further up he is, or otherwise. He's a tenth and a half faster than he's been before. So far, nicely along with the track limits as well, keeping right on the edge but within the bounds. No arguments here so far. Let's see how he goes through the S's. We'll get a timing update after the S's, of course, and way across the apex, just misjudging that slightly, and that's that lap gone and out for Jarmo. So out there also we've got Jibuk going through turn 1 on his outlap. Ryan coming to finish his outlap shortly, so we'll ride with Ryan, which is not easy to say. Jamie says Andreas has a quali ban, not a time pen. Okay, well, I must have read that differently in the steward's findings then, and so good to know. So just a quali ban for Andreas. Jamie informs me, which is great to see. Ryan upset with Jamie for something here, I think. Franco, pole, 114.576 currently from Jarmo. Then Jibuk, we ride with Ryan, who goes for his next and final attempt. Ryan then with a car up in the distance, hopefully on a fast lap. I think actually it might be Ahmed. So Ryan across turns 1, 2, 3 safely. Little sideways moment on the way out. That's probably going to cost him this lap. Let's see how much he lost on the way out of turn 3. Oh, it's slightly over. I'm not sure he's going to have the pace here to continue and challenge for his next lap. He hasn't bailed out of it. He's not reserving these tyres for another push into the final sector. Of course, he's not going to get another go. So this is it. This is everything he's got now. So many yellow flags. I couldn't see the session timer. Ryan closing out the lap. Oh, he's gained some time. He's actually gained some time as Jarmo goes another pole position lap of 14.358, and with the track at its absolute peak, he's on it and really nailed that pole position. 14.358 for Jarmo. Where does Ryan come, his teammate? Ryan cannot improve yet. Jibuk might be able to. Goes very wide on the exit of the S's. There's a car he's just had to navigate around as well, and he manages just to do that. But how much of a margin has Jarmo got at the moment? 2/10 out there in pole position. So finishing out the lap with Jibuk. Where does this get him? Any improvement? Not quite. It looks like maybe the track's just gone over the edge. Jamie's taking a scenic route through the stadium. That's not going to help anybody improve, but Yuki is on a 4/10 faster lap, but I think just drifting wide on the entry to the braking in the tunnel. No advantage gained, but just tripped the ire of the stewards, and an invalidation with 4/10 of a second faster than he was going before. P7, you've got to fancy he was potentially up there in P3 or 4 for the finish of this session. But Jarmo gets it from Franco, Ryan, Jibuk, Salad, Jamie, Yuki, Lancy. Good debut from Lancy in P8. Jovi and the other debuting McLaren of Chad in 10th. Then Dave, Iconex, Alex, F1 Football, Matty, Ahmed. Well, let me just see. Is F1 Football done? He is done, indeed. Then Ahmed, Tom, and then crashing out of the session is Vapor Shadow and Huberto Mancini, but Andreas serving his quali ban, and there he goes. So starting from the back, great session for you. Hope you enjoyed it. Give me your predictions of who's going to win this one. Who will get the first penalty and the most penalties, and how many safety cars will we see tonight? Get your predictions in now. Otherwise, there's very little kudos on offer if it's after the end of the formation lap, shall we say? So Haas first and third, AlphaTauri second and 14th on the grid. And finally, we finish off our session So, just to confirm then, we have the Dutch driver Jarmo for Haas getting a pole position on 1:14.358 and 2/10 faster than Franco. Then Ryan did get into the 14 club in the end. His countryman and teammate. Then Jibuk, Tosmai Salad and Jamie 5th and 6th, followed by Yuki, Lancy, Giovi and Chad. And then Dave will start on fresh tyres, as will Iconex, Alex, F1 Football, Matty, Ahmed, Tom, Vapor Shadow, Huberto Mancini and Andreas at the back of our full to bursting grid for this Mexican Grand Prix here at PSGL's F11. Just looking to see who is if we've got any session debriefs going on in our Discord chat. I can't see anything huge at the moment. A little bit of accusations being thrown around, but that's fairly par for the course. People blocking each other certainly claims that way. Here we go. Our first Franco fan, Alejandro Salina, has joined us, and I'm expecting to see some Argentinian flags filling up our chat box very soon. Good to have everybody with us. Welcome if you just joined us in time for the race. That's good timing, but you did miss a good qualifying session, so perhaps turn up a little bit earlier next time out. How many fans of Ryan are here tonight? It's quite impressive. So Ryan starting third. Ganesh says driver lineup. Well, I'll take you through it on the formation lap when you can see it on screen as well. We've got a number of debuting drivers. I've just had a recent sign-up procedure, and that hopefully gets some drivers in position ready for the season 30 start date to be announced just yet. So out there leading is Jarmo for the Haas, then Franco for AlphaTauri will start alongside him on the inside actually for the approach to turn 1. Alvaro says, can you say hi to my sister Elva Ginasso, please? Hi, Elva. Welcome to the stream, or welcome if you're listening in. Good to have everybody watching with us. Ryan starts third, then Jibuk in the championship leading Mercedes car. Only there in 4th tonight. Then Salad in 5th and Jamie in 6th place. Yuki is there in 7th place. Lancy in 8th. Giovi winning the last race out, but starting 9th tonight. Then Chad debuting with us, as is Lancy, his teammate. Dave in 11th, connects in 12th for the Williams team there, another debuting driver. We've got 3 cars disqualified from the session. Alex K is in 13th, who has a 5-second penalty, I believe, added to this race, but you can let me know if that steward announcement was wrong as well. F1 Football in 14th, then Matty in 15th, our weatherman for the evening, who tells me we are expecting a dry race. Ahmed, after a little bit of a tricky first race with us last time out, hopefully we'll be looking for a cleaner race this time. Then Tom, Vapor Shadow, Huberto Mancini and Andreas will start at the back. Interesting to see, only Dave, Matty, Tom and Andreas have gone for the medium tyres when they had the choice to choose different ones. So let's see. Jarmo then from pole on the outside of the approach to turn 1. Of course it will switch back into turn 2, and that often gets... Oh dear. I do apologise everybody, we've suddenly dropped everybody out of our lobby. So that's absolutely awful. Stay with us, please, and just remember that if the stream ends, that it's only the only problem here is that just go back to the home page and just wait for the stream to restart. A new one will begin, of course, and we'll start the race with the grid as we raced, with the tyre choices that people made. And please bear with us on the stream. Just go back to the home page, refresh, and I will start the stream at the earliest possible opportunity. Our apologies for this technical difficulty. I think it's out of our hands, and anybody joining us this stage through into the season and the maturity of this game will understand what I'm talking about. Big shame, but don't forget to rejoin as soon as the new stream starts. Look for F11. Don't go anywhere. Don't go to another stream. That's not what I want at all. I'll catch you very soon, guys. Thanks for your patience.